He's a whiner, tried and true. He's done about everything there is to do. He'd worked on freighters, and he'd worked on cars, and he'd worked on farms, and he'd worked on bars. And it was white port that put that look in his eye that grown men get when they need to cry. And we sat down on the curb to rest, and his head just fell down on his chest. He says every single day it gets just a little bit harder to handle, and yet he lost the thread and his mind got cluttered, and the words just rolled on off down the gutter. He was elevator man in a cheap hotel in exchange for the rent on a one-room cell, and he was old, years beyond his time, no thanks to the world or the white port wine. So he says, son, he always called me son, he said life for you was just begun. And he told me the story that I'd heard before, how he fell in love with the Dallas whore. He could cut through the years to the very night that it ended in a whorehouse fight, and she turned his last proposal down in favor of being a girl about town. Now it's been 17 years right in line, and he ain't been straight none of the time. It's been too many days of fighting the weather and too many nights of not being together. So he died. And when we went through his personal effects, and among the stubs from the welfare checks was a crumbling picture of a girl in a door, a dress in Dallas and nothing more. And the welfare people provided the priest, a couple from the mission down the street, and sang Amazing Grace. And no one cried except for some lady in black way off to the side. So we all left, and she's standing there with her black veil covering her silver hair, and old one-eyed John said her name was Alice, and she used to be a whore in Dallas. So let him roll, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas, and the rest is sold. Let him roll, Lord, let him roll. He always said that heaven just a Dallas whore. Let him roll, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas to rest his soul. Let him